Unfortunately, the 15M and the 57 got the brunt of that one.
Well, Mike, for those joining us on Spreaker Radio, listening around the United States of America to the Budweiser Nationals from Bakersfield, California, if they could look down from the Mike Mosier Tower and take a look at the racetrack, they would see a track with a lot of gloss, a lot of slick, very, very shiny, almost a wet asphalt look to it right now.
Absolutely just glossed all the way around. And you look at this track and you're like, there's got to be something wrong with this track. But no, this is the way this track is, night in, night out.
And that's what these drivers expect. It is, you're right. It's known for this on night number 2 of the Budweiser Nationals. One thing, Dom, we were talking about earlier, taking a look as we watched some racing from turns 3 and 4. The progressive banking down in turns 3 and 4 is very, very deceptive and can really mess with these drivers. And I think we're seeing some of that here on this restart.
Yeah, you really are. Go ahead.
Oh, and you're looking at not only the progressive banking in 3 and 4, but it shrinks in 3 and 4 from 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is a little wider. You can carry your momentum out because that's the entrance in the pit. You go into 3 and 4, there's nothing there but wall, and it tends to fall off going into 4.
And that's something Dom mentioned earlier as we were sitting up on the ramp looking down over turns 3 and 4. Dom, you brought that up and talked about the configuration of this racetrack. I mean, it's really, it'll test the best of the best, no doubt.
Yeah, because it's wide, then it gets narrow and wide and narrow, and yeah, you've really got to pay attention to what you're doing and where you're going.
And you got to pick the right places to make the pass, because otherwise you can really put yourself in a bad spot.
Pick your line carefully.
Caution lights are out. Caution truck from Slinging Dirt is off the track. We're going to go back to racing. Look at this restart. Everybody trying to get the jump on Daly. Daly says, boys, back it up. I'm on the throttle. Clay Daly still right there through the middle part of the racetrack. Trouble in turn 1. It's the 15M of Corey McDonald. Loops it out, stays on the hammer, smokes the tire, turns it around. He's back underway. No caution. No caution. 3 laps down, 47 to go. Clay Daly up front looking very strong in that 32B.
Bartels in second. Weinbarger in third. You got the Oregon connection in third and fourth right now, looking to make a move together.
Joey Tanner's going to take a look under Superman Colin Weinbarger at a turn 2. Weinbarger does forward bite to drive away from him down the backstretch. Tanner still right there on his bumper through turns 3 and 4 at the stripe. It's Daly, Bartels, Weinbarger, Tanner, Sanders, Hogue, Drake, Toast, Thornton, Sieg, Bartels, Pombo, Guglielmani, Reeves, Guglielmani. I mean, these guys are all over. Look at this. Tanner. Everybody's starting to go single file. Clay Daly now starting to spread out. And he is taking off and running away from this field. Lap number 5, nearly half a straightaway lead already.
As they come, put another lap in the books. Inside goes Tanner for the second spot. It's Tanner Bartels side by side across the backstretch as they go into 3 and 4.
Trouble in front of your leaders.
The 15M.
Wow. Hey, I'm watching this 111 of Joey Tanner. He got by Weinbarger, tested the waters downstairs under Bartels. Bartels knows he's there. That's going to get in his mind a little bit and think, man, that 111 car was really working downstairs. Does he come down and protect that bottom line on the restart and Tanner go to the top side? What do you think's going to happen?
That's going to be very interesting to see what happens, because that Tanner's car, it's going to be tough for Tanner to see what's under that car, because some of those are borrowed parts from other people, when they're not all your parts.
More than just one person. There was several teams came together to put that 111 car back together, get him on the track, and right now, Joey Tanner is looking very strong in that 111.
It is the Halloween season, and stranger things have happened.
There's the black flag for Corey McDonald in the 15M. That's the second charged caution against him.
That's right. 2 and you're through out here on the main events.
1 and done, 2 and through. Right, Mike?
Absolutely.
That's how it goes down at the Budweiser Nationals.
Speaking of sneaking up through the place, the house, the man who's coming to collect rent, moving on up.
He's into the top 5. I will tell you, when we did our pit walk today, talking to drivers, we did not see another driver out there that was as relaxed as Clay Daly was. I've never seen him that relaxed. Here we go at a turn 4, back underway, green flag.
It's Daly, Tanner, Bartels, and Hogue. 1, 2, 3, and
Joey
4.
Tanner moves into the number 2 spot, gets by the 12 of Bartels. Can he run down the 32B of Clay Daly? Tanner is very good on the bottom out of turn 4.
That car's getting a whole lot of grip out there.
The X Factor chassis, Joey Tanner running second to Clay Daly, runs right up on him into turn 3.
They're all single file, the first 7 cars right now, getting back into rhythm. There's a little battle right now between Tony Toast and Dylan Thornton.
Everybody's single file. Hang on, Anthony Pombo out of shape at a turn 2. Did a great job of driving to save that car. He was sideways on the top, up against the wall. Joey Tanner now starting to flex some muscle, putting the pressure to the 32B of Clay Daly. Clay Daly trying to protect that bottom line like he lives there.
Well, that's where he's going to have to live right now for a while until he can figure out if Tanner can go to the high side. Speaking of that, Tanner goes a little high this time, and Clay stretches out his lead.
Joey Tanner very good at hunting the racetrack, trying to see where that X Factor chassis works the best. There's where we're going to settle this one. Already the back markers are in sight of your leaders. They're on the same straightaway. We'll see how these guys get through lap traffic, who does what, and how it all shakes out here at the Budweiser Nationals.
Absolutely. That's been the story of the night is lap traffic and who can get through it.
Well, they're catching the back markers quick. We're 13 laps down. Your leaders are coming out of turn 4 right now. 14 laps down for Clay Daly. Joey Tanner, Bartels, Hogue, Weinbarger, Drake, Sanders, Toast. Man, I'm watching these guys catch the back markers. I can't wait to see what's coming up because this is where it's going down in lap traffic.
Yeah, this is going to bunch up those first couple cars when they get through lap traffic because everybody's right there running pretty close to the same line right now.
Clay Daly has opened up that gap just a little bit between him and Tanner. You can put 2 cars in that hole. Trouble in turn 2. It's Anthony Pombo. Smoke. He is sitting sideways right in the racing groove. We see some smoke out of the 3 of Anthony Pombo. Caution is out. 16 laps down. Fire under the 3s. He tried to restart it. Little raw fuel in the pipes. He's got the car moving back under power.
Okay, now
this is interesting because this happened in the last race with just as the leaders got to the back markers trying to settle it, trying to figure out who's going to do what in lap traffic. Caution comes out. That, I think, right now works into the favor of the 32B of Clay Daly.
Yeah, because now you're getting fresh air. Back when you were coming up on these cars, you have to make a decision based on where they go to how to get around them, and you're kind of a sitting duck if you pick the wrong one because then Tanner's right there in the line to capitalize on it. Now, all those guys are back far enough away that you could put about 10, 12 laps before you catch back up to them.
Handsome Dom, you've been watching this race very intently. You're taking a look at what's going on down there. Tell me what you're observing and what you're seeing.
I'm just really impressed with Joey Tanner. He's been right on the tail of that 32. Occasionally get the 1 to 2 cars between it, but let me tell you, I've got a lot of respect for him. I mean, putting that car together and being where he's at right now, that's really impressive to me.
Can you imagine if he was able to pull off the win? What a Cinderella story
yes.
that would be. Last night we got word while we're up here in the Mike Mosier Tower, the car was junk. It was done. They were getting rid of it. It was not coming back to a racetrack. He's sitting second in the late Model A main event of the Budweiser Nationals.
Coming back to a racetrack, it wasn't going to come back to Oregon. They were just going to leave it out there in one of the trash
It
cans.
almost sounded like that. I mean, it really did. But
he sounded quite discouraged.
Oh, yeah, he was thinking, I'll just spend my day 2 money and just go drink it up at the bar.
Well, you know, that car hit the wall hard in turn 3 in qualifying, bent that car in the front and the back, broke the rear end, broke all kinds of. He broke a couple shocks on the car, tore up the motor mounts were bent in on both sides.
Didn't even get 1 full lap in.
Not one full lap, but I'll tell you right now, he's sitting there in second place thinking, I think we put it together all right. The car feels pretty good.
It certainly looks that way.
There's no doubt.
I mean, you know his team knows what they're doing when they can throw together something like this in 24 hours.
Borrowed parts, miscellaneous parts, whatever it takes to get the job done. And he sits in second just ahead of Bartels and Hogue and Weinbarger in the top 5.
Can you imagine if he wins this, his list of people that he has to thank for this?
Well, it's too long. It is too long.
He's like, everybody over there, all you guys who donated
Here's
parts.
the thing about it. That's an X Factor chassis built up in the Pacific Northwest. You don't just borrow parts and other stuff and put it on it. Pretty unique chassis.
Yep, there's very few of them that actually run down here. There's a couple, and a couple of those guys were here loaning parts to them, too, so that was always nice of them. As we come around, across the start-finish line, Daly's got about a half car length lead over Tanner. Tanner's right behind him, but here comes Bartels as well.
Bartels right now is impressing me in that number 12. He is very strong. He's right there patiently in the third spot. They're not getting away from him too quick. And Joey Tanner still working that middle groove. That's the thing. He's running the same line as Clay Daly. And Daly's just rocket fast out of 2 down the backstretch. That's when that gap typically opens up between him and Tanner.
As they're coming through, you got Bartels. He's sneaking up on Tanner right now, but Hoag's right back there in the back and forth spot, waiting to capitalize on any mistakes.
Watching Clay Daly, he's got things figured out. He is starting to put some real estate between him and the 111 of Joey Tanner. It's about a 2.5 car advantage right now. And right there, that's where we see the gap open up. Halfway down the backstretch, the 32B of Daly, that's where his fast part of the racetrack is. Watch him here out of turn 2. He's got the hammer down, car rotates, gets on the throttle, right there at the backstretch. Halfway down, the car kicks in, that gap gets a little bit bigger.
He's diamonding off 1 and 2. He's rolling it real deep into 1, keeping it pitched. As soon as his nose can see the backstretch, he hammers down and lets that thing fly.
Everybody is single file around Bakersfield Speedway. There is nobody racing side by side right now here on lap 23. 23 laps down. We're nearing the midway point.
Daly
Bobby
coming
Hoag.
up on Pumbo traffic. Pumbo moves to the inside, gives him room.
Bobby Hoag now starting to reel in the 12 of Bartels. Hoag looking for another guitar here from the Budweiser National. We talked with him. We know what this race means to him sentimentally. He is very close with the Schweitzer family.
Yeah, you heard it last night when he won his guitar and he was out there. His speech was really, 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 really touching.
We're at the halfway mark. 25 laps down, 25 to go.
Leaders going into 3 and 4, coming up on lap
Here
traffic.
Here we go.
There it
Lap
is.
traffic. Clay Daly looking at the backside of the 2R of Rod Oliver. He's got to make a decision. High side, low side. You can guarantee Tanner's just freaking out back there thinking, man, how's this going to work? Clay Daly now is flexing some muscle.
Loose. Oliver got a little loose in front of Tanner in 3, and that helped Daly stretch it out to about a 5-car length lead.
We'll see what they can do here as they make their way through the field. Daly, Tanner, Bartels, Hoag, Weinbarger, your top 5.
Drake in 6, Sanders in 7, Toast in 8,
See, that's
Thornton
one
in
thing.
9.
It's one thing to have a lap car in front of you. Now we've got a couple of them that are racing for position side by side just ahead of Clay Daly. We'll see. Hang on. Guglielmani did a good job of driving to save that car through turns 1 and 2. We'll see what this side by side racing does. If these guys can hold them up, they're going to move up. They're going to open the bottom up out of turn 4. Guglielmani knows Clay Daly is there.
That's what happened yesterday with lap cars with Cody Laney coming into 1 or 2 lap cars in front of him were battling for position. No place to go, and around he went.
Clay Daly trying to be cautious to figure out what these guys are doing. Now going to look to the high side of him out of turn into turns 1 and 2. Clay Daly making easy work of Guglielmani and the 57 of Chet Reeves. Joey Tanner knows, hey, that's where the high side is. That's where the traction is. I've got to follow him to get around him, and he'll clear him as well.
Now
Tanner follows Daly around Guglielmani and Reeves. These guys
coming
are
up on Sieg and the other Guglielmani car now.
well, they're making their way to the backside of the 51 of Todd Sieg.
They are getting some momentum going here.
As Clay Daly and Tanner clear Sieg.
You know, watching that gap between the 32B and the 111, it's getting real tight as Tanner is right there on his bumper down the front stretch. 35 laps down, 15 to go. Joey Tanner is still within striking distance. This one isn't over until the final checkered flag flies.
As they come around turn 3 and 4, Daly slides up a little high, carrying momentum. Tanner tries to keep it on the bottom side. Daly about a 3-car length lead over Tanner. Going to really low. Tanner going to low, putting that left front on the berm.
You're starting to trouble in turn 4. Looks like a flat tire on the 22 of Guglielmani.
Problem on Weinberger.
Superman
as well.
Colin Weinberger off the pace as well. One of the top 5 cars makes his way onto the apron of turn